Hey, welcome back. I'm Carissa and this is my garden. If you're new here, I'm a flower farmer, and just to diversify my business, because I'm trying to be a bit more professional, I am offering my customers some Christmas arrangements. I've already sold some wreaths and things like that. So stick around today if you would like to see me put together these 5 different centerpiece options. All right, so these are my options. I have 5 different options. If you watched my other videos, you know I'm a flower farmer, so I'm going to be offering winter arrangements, Christmas centerpieces to my customers, and I wanted to have as many options and price points as I can manage. So here are my 5 that I'm starting with. And stay to the end if you would like to know my cost versus pricing. What I'll be offering to my customers, because I know it's sometimes a little bit interesting to see what people do charge their customers and just the price breakdown. So if you're not going to be selling, just skip over that part and just watch me make these centerpieces. So the first thing I have is a pottery container, and I'm going to be putting floral foam in here just so that I can wedge the candle. I've got, you know, the tapered candlesticks that's going to go in the center, and then evergreens around the edge. I don't love using floral foam, but I can't find something similar that does the same job. Obviously, if I wasn't putting in a candle, I could just do chicken wire to hold in the branches and it would be fine. Or even, you know, the tape grid that you can do around the rim. And then another option, these are floral trays. You can buy them on Amazon, or maybe your florist, your local florist will sell them to you. I've got my dog checking out some of my branches over there. Anyway, so these were from Amazon. It comes with the floral foam and the tray. So this will need to be soaked ahead of time, as well all of my floral foam. These will be nice low, sort of long arrangements that'll fit perfectly on a rectangular dining table. Now this is going to be my budget option, and also a very convenient option, because I think most people have these types of things lying around. So it's just an old pasta sauce jar, and then I'm going to be wrapping it with burlap around, and then some ribbon to cover, just to make it a little bit elevated. And then I did these last year. So this is just a wood charger I bought from Walmart. And I did sort of a simple wreath almost around the edge. And then I plan to put a pillar candle in the center. So that's another option. And then the last one I have is sort of like a birch style. It's a plastic planter, but it looks like birch, which I thought was very beautiful. I actually found these at a secondhand store, and there was quite a few of them. So I'm really excited to offer more than one, because, you know, if one sells, other people might want them. But unfortunately, because it is a planter, there are holes in the bottom. So I plan to take a heavy duty garbage bag to waterproof the container. So those are my 5 vessels, and let's get into it. Okay, so starting with my first option was the jar. So I have my old spaghetti sauce jar. I'm going to be wrapping it with burlap and then putting a nice little bow of silver ribbon, maybe some pine cones. I have dried yarrow, blue flax seed, and I believe this is sage seed. And then this is Dusty Miller. And then I have an assortment of Douglas fir, cypress, and juniper for this one. And some of the juniper even has blueberries on it, which is beautiful. And I plan to make this one sort of like a soft, white, wintry, gray type of arrangement. So my goal is to create each arrangement in a different color scheme, just so that it'll, you know, excite as many people as possible. Okay, so starting with the burlap. All right, so I cut the burlap so that there would be just an overlap. And then I have my double-sided tape, which I'm going to be placing. And I just thought it wouldn't hurt to have another piece of double-sided tape attaching the burlap to the glass. Okay, I think I am quite happy with how this one turned out. Like I said, this is my easy, oh, just noticed a little brown tip here. Don't want that on there. Okay, so this was my easy and sort of inexpensive option for my customers. Like I said, at the end of the video, I'll go through pricing. Haven't really added it up yet. So just to top it off, because it is quite natural, I think a ribbon will just elevate it just a tiny little bit. So I have this silver one, which I think is quite beautiful. So I think we're going to wrap it around and put a bow on. I'm going to use a bit more double-sided tape just to keep it in place on the front and the back. My scissors seem to be quite dull. I don't know what I was cutting with them, so I'm just going to give them a quick sharpen. Much better. Okay, so this is my first one. Very natural, very muted tones, and I hope people will like it. Okay, we'll put this one aside and go on to the next. All right, I'm thinking that this one will be quite easy as well. So I'm going to be using floral foam, like I said. My floral foam was soaking, so it seems to be quite wet. I'm just going to bring it over and give it a little measure. Okay, I think that's perfect. All right, for this one, I'm going to be making it a candle centerpiece. So I have my gold tapered candlesticks here. Just open them up. And I think they're quite beautiful. And I think you could almost put 3 if you wanted to. Maybe if I covered the entire area with the floral foam, I might have been able to fit 3, but that's okay. I'm gonna just start with 1. And you can purchase little candlestick holders that are made of plastic that go directly into the floral foam, but I've also seen it done without, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna opt out of that. And from what, actually maybe I'm gonna keep the plastic on just in case. So from what I've seen is you want to insert your candlestick into the center as level as you can. And the candle is obviously the widest in diameter compared to any of your branches. So to get that in there, it takes up, you know, the real estate it needs in the floral foam, because that is going to be the most dramatic part of my centerpiece. So I'm putting that in first. It seems quite secure. I think it looks level. I'm just noticing now that my pot is gray and my candlestick is gold, which is warm and cool tones, but you know what, I think it'll come together. So anyway, I'm gonna grab some evergreens and place them at the base of here. Okay, let's get started. think I'm quite happy with how this is. So the goal is to create just an even, centered arrangement that covers the floral foam, right? You don't want to see any of the mechanics you're using. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the Oregon grape because I think from most sides you cannot see the floral foam and it looks quite full. But just from the top a little bit, I think it could use some more help in there. Let me just show you that. So this Oregon grape grows here wild in our yard, in our property, and I think it just adds that beautiful crisp red tone. So for the finishing touches for this one, I think I've decided to go gold. So I've got my dried hydrangea, these are actually lemon slices, so they're a little bit more muted than the orange slices. And then I've got some gold balls and some gold ribbon, which I might sort of fold. I've done this before where you sort of fold it and wire, and then you sort of just pop it in there and it just adds like a nice soft touch. Okay, another one done. So I put the gold bow just here in the center. Technically this would not be a one-sided arrangement. It would be for a table. So I could put another one back here, but I think I've got a lot going on with the little Christmas ornaments and orange slices, hydrangea. Yeah, there's a lot going on, so I think the one bow is fine. But yeah, this is a more muted tone, just like the first one I did. So I think our next one is going to be a little bit more bright. Okay, so this one is going to be a wood charger with a pillar candle in the center. And I think I'm actually going to just progressively get a little bit more bold in the colors. So this one's still going to be a little bit more elegant, understated, natural look. So I have some dried amaranth. This is the red spike amaranth. And then I have some yarrow. And yarrow, if you harvest it after the first frost comes, you will get this nice brown sort of autumn colored yarrow. So you can harvest it when it's fresh and it will stay white, or you can do the brown option like I have here. And then more of the blue flax seed head, some pine cones, and sort of a dark green burlap style ribbon. So like I said, this one's going to be a little bit more natural. So for this one, I'm going to be using paddle wire and a pillar candle. I think I will start with the medium height. So again, I'm going to be using double-sided tape to ensure that my candle stays on there, but I will do that later. For now, I'm actually going to put this whole tray or charger aside because I'm actually going to be doing sort of a wreath, if you can think about it like that. And then the wreath will be placed on this charger. one is done. So this one's obviously a flatter, a little bit more natural country style centerpiece, and I think I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I did try some of the large pine cones. They just seemed too clunky, so I removed them, and I think I'm quite happy with how this one turned out. Okay, on to number 4. Okay, arrangement number 4. Like I said, these are called floral trays, and they're just a holder for your floral foam. Unfortunately, the piece of foam that came with it is not absorbing water, so it fit perfectly in this circle, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to cut my own. All right, I think that fits pretty good. I do want it to be sort of a lower rectangular arrangement, so I'm going to cut off a bit of the height of this. Okay, not much to work with, but we will see how we can manage. Okay, first the candlestick, placing it firmly in the center and being mindful to keep it as level as possible. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to shave off these corners because I'm not going to be able to stick anything in them anyway. There. I think I'm happy with that. So that is building the size that I want. So I'm not going to go any wider than that because I think that's very big. And then I'll just sort of round off this area. Okay, so here is my long rectangular, oblong, elongated, whatever you want to call it, centerpiece. So I put the bow just here in the center. My plastic is still on my candle. It's quite a challenge to fit everything into that tiny little piece of floral foam, but I think I did it, and I don't think you can see it from any angle, so I'm happy. Okay, last one is the birch style planter. All right, for the last one, like I said, we're going to be using the birch planter that has holes in it. So I will put some plastic. This is a heavy duty garbage bag. I think it'll hold up just fine. All right, I left it double-sided. I didn't open up the bag, so that will give me even more insurance that we don't have any leaks. And then grabbing my piece of floral foam, I feel like I don't even have to cut this one, but we shall see. You know what? It fits like a glove. It's perfect. It does wiggle around a little bit, so I will be maybe wedging it in with the extra cutoffs I have from the other piece. Okay, doesn't wiggle anymore. Perfect. All right, this is going to be my largest piece, definitely. So I think I'm going to do white and 3 of them, 3 candlesticks. So 1 in the center and 2 on either ends. I think that's going to be beautiful. I love this one. It is so, I don't know, just calming, just with the lighter colors mixed in. So I've got these little ornaments that I'm going to be adding. There's one. think it needs a few more, so I'm gonna grab maybe 2 more ornaments. Okay, I'm quite happy with this one. I would be so thrilled to receive this as a gift or just decorate my home with it. Okay. And this is my final arrangement for today. I think this one is my favorite. I quite like it. All right, I am going to get cleaned up and then I will show you all of the arrangements together. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful. It was a lot of fun, a lot of effort to put these together, but yeah, I enjoyed myself. So as promised, I was going to go through the cost of what it cost me to make these arrangements and share with you what I plan to charge my customers for them. So I would like to offer a wide variety of colors, obviously, and price points. So this was my most economical option. It's just a mason jar wrapped in burlap with some few fresh stems sticking out of it. And I can do them in any other color. So if my customer reaches out and wants a custom order, I can totally go blue, green, red, purple, whatever they want. So this arrangement, I would guess, would cost me about $5 or $6 to put together. The jar was free, the ribbon, burlap, maybe $1 combined. My dried flowers would cost me to grow, and my seeds that I used to grow my flowers. The greens were free for me, but a lot of the labor would be a big cost for this arrangement, just putting it together, making my price for this one $20. Okay, my second option I have is my wood charger, well, faux wood charger with the pillar candle in the middle, and it smells so nice. I don't know what scent it is. I did put the double-sided tape on it already, so I'm not sure. If I were to guess, it would be sort of a piney smell, maybe clove as well, which goes well with all my fresh greens. It smells so nice. Okay, so my costs for these are a couple bucks for the charger, a couple bucks for the pillar, so we're at $4. Ribbon, obviously I didn't use the whole spool, so I would add another $1 for that, so that's $5. When I sell my dried flowers, I do sell them $1 per stem, which is pretty much what I would sell them fresh as well, because it does take actually more labor to dry and harvest flowers. So anyway, another $1 for that, so that's six, maybe $7, because I've got some yarrow in here too. All of my greens are foraged from my property, so that is a cost I am saving. I don't have to go out and buy harvested branches from a store. So those are savings to me, but that doesn't mean my customer doesn't need to pay for them. So I also include in my pricing my foraged greens and my labor, which most importantly is what needs to be covered here, because these arrangements don't cost me a lot of money to make. But my labor does take quite a while to harvest my greens, put these together, and post them onto my social media pages. So this one, yeah, we were at $6 to $8 for my cost, and I'm going to be listing it for $25. And I did sell these last year, and I think this is a little bit better. Every year I just want to get a little bit better. Next would be my elongated centerpiece. So you can see it sort of comes out, tapers out towards the ends, perfect for a dining room table. And this one, I bought the trays and the foam on Amazon, and I think it was about $4. The candles were a couple dollars. Ribbon, I'm gonna say about $1. My berries were less than $1, and then I've got some harvested yarrow that I grew and dried, so that would be another $1. So as you can see, most of these arrangements aren't costing me more than $10, but I plan to sell them for more, obviously, to cover my labor costs and to make a profit. So this one I'm going to be listing at $30. Okay, and now my gray vessel, we'll call it. All right, so the vessel I bought, and I think it was about $4, which was a pretty good price because people can put plants in them after they're done with the arrangement. I'll be charging for the labor of my lemons, my dried lemons. I don't even remember how much I paid for the lemons. I usually get pretty big bags, so they're not super pricey. My hydrangea is obviously a more pricey dried item, which is why I have it in the centerpiece that costs a little bit more. Another couple bucks for my center candlestick. And then my little ornaments, which I sort of played with them as I went. And now I have them sort of dangling on the bottom. And I think I like that a little bit better than having them nestled in the middle there. And then yeah, the ribbon costs maybe $1. So that was, again, under $10, even with my vessel that costs a little bit more, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, definitely under $10. And I plan to charge $35 for this one. Okay, last but not least, this is definitely my favorite. And I can totally just imagine doing different colors with this one and just being as beautiful, or maybe even better. But this is just so understated, having the white. Okay, so what I paid for this one, maybe $4 for the container, the planter. Candlesticks, I'll say $1 a piece, so that's 7. Ornaments, honestly, they're free because I don't use them anymore and I just don't need them. But I'll say $1 for the ornaments, and then another $1, maybe 2, because I have 2 ribbons, 1 on each side. And then all the greens, like I said, were free. If I could have gotten my hands on magnolia leaves, I would have. I've used those in the past and they are just so beautiful. They just add that touch of elegance, which is nice. But I do have the Oregon grape, and the Oregon grape does hold up well when it's in water. Otherwise, it'll only last a week or 2 and it will start to drop leaves and get a little bit brittle. So anyway, this one cost me maybe $10, $12, and I'm going to be selling it or listing it for $40. So thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful for you. Maybe you got some different ideas. Maybe you already do this. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.